Ladies and gentlemen, XRP is up 3% today. However, it's not the craziest pump in the world. However, we did get some big news that may signal future gains on HBAR, XRP, etc. So that's what we're going to be going over today. I am so pumped today. I know. If you look at our public trading account that you're like, oh, well, he's only up negative 0.8% on his XRP and he's up 25% on his HBAR. But on my personal trading account, I got a big win today. So I'm very excited about that. Maybe I'm a little bit overly hyped in regards to what's going on in the market right now. But I am definitely very excited to share with you this time today, these next 30 minutes together. I'm excited, my friends, because we're getting closer to the end of suffering. We've been suffering for so long, it feels like. And finally, things are beginning to go our way. So what happened? That's exactly what we're going to be going over today. I'm going to check over here right next to me, this bombshell of a presentation. Does this work? OMG. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to actually show this instead. So I've actually gotten my Claude to code me a presentation on this. Ain't that something? Okay, so here's the CPI bombshell. I'll fact check things as we go. I kind of looked over it. I glimpsed over it really quickly. So just don't look at it as gospel. It's not the word. So CPI bombshell. Inflation is crashing. Rate cuts are coming. XRP HBAR full crypto market breakdown. Here is the big catalyst. And make sure to drop the like button here too, because that's an even bigger catalyst for this channel. Helps everyone hear about the word of a YouTuber that doesn't do 10,000 XRP price predictions. Here it is. Inflation drops to 2.4%. Below forecast, an 8-month low. Fed has room to cut. Here's the headline CPI year over year. Look at this. Oh my, I did not expect this. I'm going to be honest, and that's why the market's running today. So headline CPI is 2.4%, which is like the lowest in 5 years. From 2.7% in December to 2.4%. Ain't that something? Core CPI year over year is 2.5%, which is the lowest since March 2021. And the CPI monthly is 0.2%, which is below the 0.3% forecast. It is beating expectations across the board. We were not expecting this at all. Don't get me wrong. When we were going to get CPI, that I was sure that we were going to get a ton of FUD here. But no, we got a shocker here, and that's been causing the crypto markets to ramp up today. I mean, this is the best day ever to go ahead and start doing some longs. If you're shorting this market, I don't know what you're on. I keep seeing some of my quant friends talk to me, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna try to go ahead and play for this this 70,000 breakout short. We're gonna short this breakout." I don't know what they're on because I think they're totally off base. I think we're gonna be breaking out here. And here's what's going on. Your gasoline had a massive decline of 7.5%. Energy it turned negative. Shelter also had a bit of a calm down from 3.2 to 3. Used cars are now deflationary, which we know how expensive used cars have been getting. It's looking good. And rate cuts are possibly coming with a June cut probability of 63.9%. Really? Okay, I'm fact checking this live. If that's true. So June 2026, 52%. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, those are pretty good odds. I'm going to share right now. To stop the screen? Oh, because it's this. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty high, actually. These are surprisingly high odds. This is looking good. Oh, wow. We have some pretty high odds here. That's a big flip in the market. We're expecting rate cuts now, huh? That's even more bullish. I wasn't even expecting that either. I thought we were only going to start getting cuts in June. 2 cuts before June would be crazy for me. I don't foresee it coming. If it does come, even more bullish for us. Just not something I currently foresee. So I'm not gonna act like it's a certainty. Now the Fed funds rate, the current target is gonna be lower. Obviously, we want the Fed funds rate to be lower. CPI at 2.4% is back to pre-tariff levels, which is pretty good. Pretty good. XRP is pumping. You know, it's up a little bit more than this. I think this is totally off base. Right now we are at $1.41, which is up 3.7% on the day. Look at H bar though. Oh, I'm feeling so good about the H bar trade right now. I'm feeling so good. And just for some context for the guys here, I get it, guys. You know, it's only up 3%, but this is the trading account for the channel. On my personal accounts, I hit a big win today, so I'm very excited about that. I'm also caffeinated. When I'm caffeinated, I get extra squeaky, as y'all know. I become sassy crypto. I'm just happy to be alive. I think a lot of people, they don't appreciate enough the time they spend together. They don't appreciate the time that they spend growing as a person. They don't appreciate the world and how complicated it is, but also how beautiful it is at the same time. It's just like there's so many great things happening right now. Also a ton of terrible things. So you got to balance them out. Now, in terms of market cap, it's doing great. It's bouncing off support. The bull case, I mean, the CPI data is bullish. The SEC case is over. Spot inflows are great. I have a notepad, which I'm about to pull up, and it is on XRP Community Day. Let us take this out, put this on, and we are good. Okay. So I sat through 7 hours of XRP Community Day, and I wrote down in my 140 words per minute. I know some of you guys type faster than me, but for me, 140 words per minute, I will literally, I could go on these. I could fact check this. I can go on a racing app right now and destroy you guys. But anyway, it's just my gaming side coming out. Anyway, so I went ahead and I wrote through all these different panels that they had. The main panels are the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. He was the first keynote speech, and the closing speech, which is the president of Ripple, Monica Long. Okay. Why they're the most important? Because they're the ones actually giving us alpha. So the alpha here is pretty much yield and lending protocol. Why am I saying those two words without any context? It's because, oh, and integration. I'm going to give you a third word, integration. So you could save yourself 7 hours of time if you learn these 3 words, because these are 3 core things that they kept talking about. So they want to bring yield to the XRP ledger, because they want to give more reasons to be an XRP other than the price going up. That's a good thing because it keeps people here and it gives more incentive for the banks and the institutions to be there. Okay, that's 1. So 2, lending protocol. They're really trying to get this lending protocol passed. They talked about it. I don't even know how many times. Clearly, it's an important part of XRP, and they just keep talking about this lending protocol over and over and over and over again. So lending protocol, they really want to get this thing passed. And integration. Last year, they acquired 4 companies, and these were big, big companies. I mean, for example, G Treasury, which is now Ripple Treasury, they process over $12 trillion worth of volume. Now, I actually think the accurate amount is 13 to 14. I'm not even being bullish enough these days. 13 to 14 trillion dollars. It is an astronomical amount of money. Oh, I'm sorry. The pump just keeps going. The pump just keeps going, my friends. Pump it. Pump it up. It feels so good to be an H-bar today. And XRP. XRP's pumping too. But yeah, so integration, because they acquired these 4 big companies. Ripple Prime and Ripple Treasury are the 2 big ones, right? And this is the year of integration for them. They said that 2025 was a massive year. They had hockey stick growth. All hockey stick level growth means is, if I could actually pull out my pen. Yes, I did buy a pen to make videos. Okay. If I pull out my pen, hockey stick growth is like this. So you have a chart, right? So let's draw a chart. And you kind of have like growth like this, right? For a while. And then it kind of resembles a hockey stick. It goes bloop. Well, a little bit more like to the side, but something like that. Hockey stick, right? Looks like a hockey stick. If you make it out, it's kind of like a hockey stick. I can't draw for the life of me, but it looks like a hockey stick. So pretty much there was no growth for a long time. And then they had a massive amount of growth in Q3 and Q4 is what they were trying to say. And so they're saying this year is the year that they actually do a lot of these integrations, because they finally had the first year ever that they could do what XRP was supposed to do. And I'm like, yeah, that is awesome. That's very, very, very bullish. And so this year is going to be the first year where they just have full control over the crypto markets. They have absolute control over what's coming next. And I'm very excited to hear what comes. Another announcement, this is from HBAR fam. I know we have a lot of HBAR fam here. FedEx joins the Hedera Council to support the future of digital global supply chains. Nice. Nice. FedEx. Now, how you doing, Matthew? Welcome, welcome. Now, I actually have a short to share with you guys to explain this a little bit better than I probably can right now. I don't think I'm sharing my audio. I'm going. All right, here it is. It says like 40 seconds. It's not very long. And yes, it is me.
It's announced that FedEx is going to be joining the Hedera Council. HBAR is a $4.11 billion cryptocurrency seeking to solve one of the biggest issues in shipping, making sure that they're being environmentally friendly. Now, FedEx isn't the only giant inside of the Hedera Council. We have other titans like the trillion-dollar Fortune 500 company Google that's on board. We have other ones like Deutsche Telekom. We've had Boeing on board. Tons of major companies are trying to build on HBAR. And now the over $80 billion mega giant FedEx has joined HBAR. If you don't see this as a clear signal that there are a lot of things coming for HBAR, I do not know what rock you're living on.
Yeah, the moon boy on TikTok. I swear to you, I am one Bitcoin pump away from becoming a 2021 moon boy. I get it. A lot of people don't like the moon boy stuff because the prices are down. I could kind of care less. You know, when you've been in crypto this long, you just stop caring. You get very desensitized to these market moves. And when you get a win, you get a win. That's just how it is. I'm excited to be here. I really am excited to be here. I don't care if there are like 23 people here or there are 1,000 people here or 5 people here, or if the price of Bitcoin's down 50% or if it's up 20%. It's just a good time to be in crypto relative to other assets. It's just always a golden opportunity to be in the crypto markets. I mean, look at this. What a beauty. What an absolute beautiful chart. Oh my God. Beautiful chart. But anyway, going back into it. So what do we take away from all of this? From the CPI data stuff, from the FedEx Hedera Council stuff. What do we take from all of this? Well, here's what I'm thinking, right? And I have another channel that usually talks about the price appreciation and my trading habits and all this stuff. This channel is more of like news, right? We talk more about news here than just trading. I find that a lot of people either want one or the other. They don't really want both. You know, they don't like trading content and news content because that's like counterintuitive. A lot of people are holding long term. They don't want to hear about the short term stuff, which is fair. It's very fair, which is why I separated it. But I do want to talk about it anyway because it feels like a big short term play day. So I have a couple ranges. We're going to have to zoom out a little bit. I have a couple ranges here for HBAR. So last run we had here, we had a rejection at about like 9.8. This is like 9.8. And now we're at 9.6 today. I foresee us, we're definitely going to retouch this. Like we are going to retouch this for sure. If we break out here, these are levels that I'm looking at, 10.2 and 10.6-ish. These are liquidation zones. What that means is that they are zones in which a lot of shorts can get liquidated. That can cause the price of HBAR to go even higher and would be very, 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 very bullish for all of us holders. No, I'm not going to do some weird pattern and show you some pattern that I don't understand because I've always been a fundamental analysis trader. I trade on levels. I trade on liquidations. I do not trade on some magical technical analysis pattern that will give me the probability to become a multi-trillionaire. Buy my course. You know what I mean? I don't have a course to sell you, so I'm not going to pretend. In terms of XRP, we're going to have to zoom out even further. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Okay, here it is. Perfect. So right about here was the last major level, which is about $1.55 for XRP. And then in terms of support, we were bottoming out. I think this would be a more realistic bottom here at about $1.37. So let me put this here, $1.37, $1.55. So anything in between here is like, eh. Why are people promoting their shit coins on our chat? Why are people doing this? Put him in timeout. And he's out. Guys, we're talking about XRP here and HBAR. Well, we're not talking about anything else. We don't care about these crap coins that are going to zero. Anyway, so $1.55 to $1.37. These are two pretty long ranges. I think HBAR's ranges are much tighter, which is why we're seeing the price appreciation the way that HBAR is positioning itself right now. It's just doing really well. XRP is kind of a limbo mode. Once we get past this like $1.55, $1.37 thing, then we're probably like good to go. But anything in between is like, it's impossible to do TA on. There's just too much uncertainty surrounding XRP's price action. So what I did instead was I looked at Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin is a better indicator than XRP right now because it's been following it a lot. And Bitcoin is this right here. This whole thing. It's like 72. I can't draw straight lines. Listen, I'm not an architect. So about 72K is the level. If we can break out above, then I'm like, great, but we need to stabilize. So we need to do a little bit of this. And then I'm mega bullish for an upside move. That's what I'm kind of looking at. So I get that, and I'm very, very, very bullish. And I think XRP is going to break out off to work. But everything in between is just kind of like limbo mode. We're waiting, and hopefully it goes well for us. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of XRP. I want to do this live, pretty short and sweet. If you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead and share them. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. It's pretty good for me because I get to just go over the same thesis that I trade, literally. So it kind of is what it is. I find that going over your thesis over and over is helpful. So I'm always happy to do it. Always happy to do it. Nice, bud. Hello, Oscar. What do you do? When is the emergency live stream, dude? When is the emergency live stream? I need my emergency live stream and I need it now, Oscar. I need you to do the hopium. We need it. We need it now. We need it now, Oscar. Hurry up. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off. If you guys want to go ahead, support some other XRP YouTubers, feel free to go ahead, subscribe to Oscar. Stay classy, my friends, and I'll see you all in the next one.